Welcome to the Transform Your Mind radio hour and podcast, a show about transformation, mindset transformation. This is Life Coach Myrna Young, and in my book, Out of the Snares, a story of hope and encouragement, I share my journey of being born in poverty in Guyana to have an abundance in America. And I did it by changing my mindset. Let's go do it. Each week, I bring you guests or one-on-one coaching sessions to help you change your mindset and transform your life. Welcome back to the Transform Your Mind to Transform Your Life radio podcast and television show. I'm your host, Life Coach Myrna Young, and sitting in the guest chair today is Donna Bond, spiritual life and business coach. And we are going to be speaking today on the topic, using spiritual psychology as a personal transformation tool. Welcome, Donna.
Hi, Myrna. Thank you so much for having me.
You're very welcome. Yes, I love the word transformation. That's what this show is all about. So now we're going to be, today we're going to kind of, bridge the two, psychology and transformation. So this is going to be a great conversation. So make sure you stick around until the end because Donna is going to share some tools with us today. So let me give you a short bio on Donna. Donna Bond, a catalyst for personal transformation, a spiritual life and business coach, and author of Original Wisdom, Harness the Power of the Authentic You. Supporting individual transformation of consciousness, Donna assists her clients across the globe evolve to new heights of meaningful success, personal fulfillment, and spiritual aliveness using the principles and practices of spiritual psychology. Donna holds a master's degree in spiritual psychology, that word again, with an emphasis on consciousness and health and healing. She invites everyone to reclaim their authentic power with her illuminating memoir of personal transformation through the isms of spiritual psychology. That word again. So that's what we're going to be learning today. Spiritual psychology as it deals with transformation. So Donna, first off the bat, I always like to introduce my guests and have the listeners get a feel for your story. Tell us your journey into becoming a spiritual life coach and a business coach.
Yeah, thank you, Myrna. Well, I was 44 years old and I was at the top of my game in corporate America, working as a marketing executive in hospitality. And 44 was a little bit of a wake-up call for me because that's how old my father was when he died.
Wow.
And when I had my 44th birthday, it was like an alarm bell went off inside of me. And suddenly I was like, I don't have very much time left on the planet. What am I doing with my life? What am I doing with my life? Because it was on repeat. It was on rerun. And I felt like I just would get up and I would go to this place of employment and I would write another budget and another marketing plan. And we would be trying to meet owner expectations. And it was just like, wow, repeat, autopilot, get up, do it again. And Myrna, I had been doing it for 28 years. 28 years. And I was exhausted and I was uninspired, I was unmotivated. And even though I didn't know it at the time, I had cancer growing in my body, which I discovered a little bit later in the storyline.
Wow.
But I went to a psychic and I was crying to her and I was like, I need to find my purpose. And said, Donna, your guides are spelling it out for me. Spiritual psychology.
You're kidding me.
I'm not kidding.
Wow.
I said, what in the hell is spiritual psychology? And this woman said, I don't know what it is, but I'm pretty sure there's 3 universities that offer a program in spiritual psychology.
Wow.
So she gave me the name of 2 of them. And we got talking about something else. We just went down another rabbit hole. She never really gave me the name of the 3rd university, but I went home and consulted the real Oracle and I Googled it. And very quickly, I found my way to the University of Santa Monica. And I, after a lot of resistance, after hundreds of conversations with this beautiful admissions counselor who was gently guiding me into this program, I made the commitment while I was still working 60 hours a week, right? As a corporate marketing executive in hospitality, working a lot of hours, working really, really hard. I made the decision to enroll in this master's program. And it changed my whole life. It changed everything about my life. And it literally transformed me from the inside out.
Wow. That's a beautiful story. And it's really interesting how we find our purpose. Mine was similar to yours. I was a salesperson for all my life. And one day I was reading the newspaper, which I never did. I mean, I just have to pick it up and just flip through it because it was there in front of me. And I saw this picture with a girl from my church and it said life coach. And as soon as I saw that word, it resonated with me. So I took her out to lunch, asked her, what the hell is a life coach?
Yeah.
Never heard the word before. And she told me what a life coach is. And then I did exactly what you did. I Googled it and figured out where I can enroll. And I went to the University of Miami. So now for coaching, you can go to, listen, there's like $500, right? There's like $500 to $20,000. There's a
That's right.
But I like the university part of it. So I paid extra, went to the university, and it was like a year-long course kind of thing. And that actually transformed my life too. And in my story, I was still working full-time at, it's amazing how life works. I was still working full-time at Office Depot as a salesperson. And 1 month before graduation, they merged with Office Max and got rid of 75% of their sales force. And I was one of them. So I never went back to work.
What a blessing. What a blessing.
I never went back to work. And it has definitely transformed my life because when you're on purpose, everything is better about your life. You know what I mean? That I wasn't feeling any emptiness actually, but a lot of people that I coach tell me the same thing, that they're successful, they're doing well in the corporate world, and they have this unfulfilled part of themselves that just like you, that they needed to do something purposeful in their life. And it's not about the money, and it's not about the, CEO position or whatever they have. It's about contributing to the world in some way and fulfillment. So, but no, I didn't have any of those pangs. I was happy to be a salesperson. And obviously, we still do sales, right? You still got to do sales. And you're always selling something, whether it's yourself or your program or whatever it is. So you don't really transition out of it. So that is amazing. So anyone that's listening, and so yeah, whether you go to a psychic, whether you read a book, whether you get a dream, all these ways are the universe way of pointing you in the right direction. And I remember you talk about spiritual guides. We all have spiritual guides. We all have angels, and a lot of us can't really access that. So you went to someone to help you do that. So I'm glad that my second question I have here was something you just said a minute ago, and I thought you were going to tell it, but I'm glad you let me ask it. What is spiritual psychology?
What is spiritual psychology? Oh, goodness. Well, spiritual psychology is really a technology. And it's a technology that was innovated and pioneered by Doctors Ron and Mary Holmick at the University of Santa Monica. And spiritual psychology is a lens that we look through that teaches us that everything that's happening in our life is happening for us, that all of our challenges are beautifully designed opportunities, or I should say, beautifully disguised opportunities, giving us the stepping stones we need to grow and evolve and transform into our next level of potential, to really fulfill our entelechy, which is the fullest realized expression of who we come here to be in this life.
This episode is sponsored by Fitbod, the smart workout app that creates a custom dynamic exercise program based on your goals and experience. The reason that Fitbod's exercise app is so amazing is because with a growing list of priorities, it's almost impossible to plan life around workouts. That's why Fitbod plans workouts that fit your life and schedule. I started using Fitbod a few months back to help me tone with strength training. I walk every day, but I needed strength training to strengthen my core. I love the workout videos that show me how to do the exercises properly. This is so much better than paying for a gym membership and then having to hire a personal trainer to show you how to do the exercises. With Fitbod, I have my own private personal trainer. Tracking my progress is awesome as well because I can see my muscle usage, recovery, achievements, and workout streaks right there in the app. Take care of yourself first with personalized workouts from Fitbod. Better than a personal trainer, more personal than a gym class. Get 25% off your subscription or try the app for free when you sign up now at fitbod.me/transform. That's 25% off your subscription at fitbod.me/transform. Hip-hop recording artist and climate activist LeGrand presents Comedians for Climate Action on Friday, October the 28th, 2022 at the Atlantucky Brewing, located at 170 Northside Drive, Southwest Atlanta. This event is hosted by comedian Ture. The event will feature comedians and a live performance by LeGrand. We welcome donations to Trees Atlanta as one of the many ways to take action to benefit Earth's climate. There will be 2 shows. One show begins at 7 p.m. and the other at 9 p.m. Additional details can be found on the artist LeGrand's website, www.legrandescape.com. Come out and enjoy big laughs and hip-hop music for a great cause. Organizations or vendors interested in sponsorship opportunities should email thelegrandescape@gmail.com. Pick up your tickets at Eventbrite at LeGrand Presents Comedian for Climate Action Tickets, or click the link on the show page. These are crazy, stressful times. So what's your solution to relax? If you haven't tried CBD, you haven't experienced complete relaxation. CBDistillery.com has the best CBD products, including their top-rated Synergy Plus collection. No prescription needed, and is delivered to your door and delivers a sense of calmness and well-being that'll make you wonder how you manage life without it. So, what could possibly be this effective at taking the edge off of life and delivering a level of chill you've never experienced? It's called Unwind Synergy Plus THC and CBD. It's only available from cbdistillery.com, and you must be 21 years or older to order. Unwind Synergy is remarkably formulated with full spectrum CBD plus hemp derived delta 9 THC. Bottom line, if you can use a little peace and calm in your life, Unwind Synergy is for you. With over 2 million customers, CB Distillery is the source you can trust. Visit cbdistillery.com and click on Synergy Plus at checkout and enter coupon code TRANSFORM for 15% off. Again, enter the code TRANSFORM for 15% off at cbdistillery.com. Not available in Idaho, Iowa, and South Dakota.
And that's what it is. It is a perspective, right? It is a way to see the world. And when we start seeing the world as if everything that's happening is really this beautifully designed opportunity for us to grow and learn and change and evolve, then we start seeing the world from an empowered place, rather than seeing the world from a place of feeling victimized by life's circumstances and life's happenstance and life's craziness. It's craziness.
That is actually quite good. And as you're talking, I'm imagining myself in a coaching session, and you're talking to someone that there's going to tell you that, oh, my life has been very bad and all these different things happened to me. And then you can turn that around and say, you know what did this teach you? What do you think that this revealed to you? What strength did you bring out of that? I'm actually loving it. Now you guys are calling it a different name, but in the Bible it talks that everything happens for your good. Actually, it's right. One of the scripture verses that I adhere to, and it's one of my foundation scriptures. Is that yes, that everything happens for your good. So how do you, now that I've opened that door, so how do you use spiritual psychology as a transformation tool in your coaching sessions?
Well, there are 33 principles and practices of spiritual psychology. And so I use each of these principles and practices to support the client in viewing their life from a different place. And two of our foundational skills. The University of Santa Monica has entitled the skill Heart-Centered Listening, and I call it Big Listening. And the original name for Seeing the Loving Essence, I have renamed to Big Acknowledgement. Well, Big Acknowledgement is the recognition that you and I are spiritual beings on this epic human adventure. Mm-hmm. And when I recognize you also as a spiritual being having this epic human adventure, then there's something about that that makes us the same. And when we begin to recognize that for every single person on the planet, then we can really recognize that we really are all one. And we're all in this together. We're all facing the same challenges and the same trials and the same opportunities. We all are in Club Human together, having this human experience. Big listening is really about what you do all day in your job, Myrna, with these podcasts that you do, and like deeply listening to another person, giving them the space to share from a centered, heart-opened place where they are free to explore their own consciousness and let that download from the infinite universe kind of trickle into the conversation. And when we invite that infinite intelligence into the conversation, who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah. I love it. I love it. Yes. You're talking my language, girl. we are all love. I love Deepak Chopra, and Deepak Chopra always says, and you know, I mean, in my last interview, which is basically what it was all about, that we are all spiritual beings having a human experience. Deepak Chopra puts it, we're manifesting to a human nerve, to a central nervous system. So each one of us is manifesting through our individual human nervous system, but that's when we're all connected. One of the things that he says, and I was even meditating on this morning, is that we're all like a wave in the ocean. We're all part of the ocean, and each one of us is a wave. So that is beautiful. And you're right. When you recognize that we're all one, and we're all spirit, and we're all connected, I guess that changes your perception on your struggles. Is that where you go with that?
Well, yes, it's one way that you can go with it. And the longer I'm on the spiritual path, the more I realize it's really about loving my humanness.
Okay.
And I think a big gateway to transformation and how I work with my clients is really inviting them into a deeper level of reverence for their human experience, a deeper level of acceptance for the human, foibles, a deeper level of acceptance for ourselves, for how we fall short of our own aspirations in life, and how we relate to that, how we relate to ourselves when we're going through something difficult. That's really where we have an opportunity to have a different experience in our life. I love what you were sharing about Deepak Chopra. And one of the things that the way that I like to say it is we are all unique, individualized expressions of the divine. And no two of us are the same, right? Every single one of us is this gorgeous depiction of the divine. And how magnificent is that? And it's quite a miracle and it's quite miraculous, but we overlook it on a regular basis. And so I help people slow down and tune in so that they can begin to recognize their power, the real power, the power that comes from inside of us, not the power that we think that we get from our job or from money or from a status position or from anything like that. Like helping people to recognize that they have this inherent power within them, and that power is the source of our aliveness. That power is the source of our expression out in the world as a drop of the divine.
Getting high school internships and college internships isn't quite as hard as you might think. Internships play a crucial role in shaping one's career. They not only help high schoolers, undergraduates, and graduates gain real exposure to working environments, but they also help students develop the necessary skills required to stand out in a saturated job market. High school internships and college internships can be a great way to start building your professional network, develop skills, boost your resume, improve college applications, and receive valuable feedback from professionals. They can also be a good indicator of whether you'll like your future profession. Head over to www.horizonworldwide.org and apply for your internship. The mission of this website is to make high school internships and college internships easy accessible. That website again is horizonworldwide.org. This episode is sponsored by the Jordan Herbinger Show, a podcast you should definitely check out since you're a fan of high quality, fascinating podcasts hosted by interesting people. The show covers such a wide range of topics through weekly interviews with heavy-hitting guests. I recommend you check out Tessa West, How to Deal with Jerks at Work, and Robert Greene, The Emotions Behind Success, Mastery, and Power. There's an episode for everyone, no matter what you're into. Jordan even talks about birth control and how it can alter the partners we pick, and how going on and off the pill can change elements of our personalities. I promise you, you'll find something useful that you can apply to your own life, whether it's an actionable routine change that boosts your productivity or just a slight mindset tweak that changes how you see the world. We really enjoy this show, and we think you will as well. There's just so much here. Check out jordanharbinger.com for some episode recommendations, or search for The Jordan Harbinger Show. That's HARBINGER on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. Yeah. Very true. It's actually very powerful. It's very powerful because, one of the reasons that I concentrate so heavily on the mind is because that's where it starts. It's how you think, is your thoughts, is your thought process. And once you recognize that you're limitless, that you're powerful, that you actually shape your destiny. It doesn't just happen, it's you're shaping it by your thoughts. And if you feel empowered or if you feel a victim, that's basically my story as well. Yeah, you gotta realize that you have power, and instead of being stuck, that you have the power to change your life. If it's going in one direction, just like you did, you figured out, I am just on a treadmill. And what did you do? You did something about it, right? You didn't stay there and wait until you're 65 and then say, my life has been terrible. You know what I mean? And then you start complaining or something. But yes, so that's great. Now, one of the other things that we were talking about is how can we use consciousness to reclaim our authentic power?
Becoming present, like being in the present moment, Myrna.
Right.
We're all so caught up in the future with the to-dos, right? We got to go here, we got to do this, we got to do that. And our mind and our attention and our energy goes into the future. Or we're stuck in the past, right? We're obsessing about, I should have said this, or I should have done that. And we're caught up in yesterday and what really is over that we can't even change. But when we can be here in this present moment, right now, and place our energy and our attention on the person, the situation, whatever is right in front of us, then we are tapping into our consciousness in the highest way that we can at the time.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yes, because yes, consciousness is definitely being present, and nothing happens outside of the present moment. A lot of people are always in their past or in their future, but change only happens in the present moment. So that's pretty good. All right. Now, one of the things that you do in your work is you talk about the power of the I am. So talk to us about how, you help your clients to using I am to pivot to help with their transformation.
Yeah, thank you so much for asking this question. I see this as one of the most powerful tools that we all have in our toolbox. And it's these two little teeny tiny words, I am. Because when we say those words, we are making a declaration. We are making a proclamation to the universe. Mm-hmm. And so I invite your listeners to just pay attention. What comes attached to these two little words in your life? Are you walking around saying, I am tired, I am exhausted, I am sick, I am over it, right? Because if that is the story that we're telling, then those are the results that we are creating. And so I see this as literally like using a magic wand. We are instantaneously reaffirming what we do want to experience, what we do want to occur. So we can put our attention and our focus on that immediately and begin to say things like, I am doing the best that I can in the moment. I am moving towards radiant health and well-being. I am vitality. Yeah, I am perfect just the way God made me.
Yeah.
I am accepting all of myself, no matter what society says about it. So it's really powerful way to change our current reality. And I talk extensively about this. I have a whole chapter called I Am, or it's called The Responsibility of I Am, in my book, Original Wisdom, Harness the Power of the Authentic You. And my book really talks about my journey and how I left the corporate arena. And Myrna, it wasn't a straight path. I got to tell you, it wasn't. I didn't enroll in this program and like wake up one morning and say, oh, I'm going to be a coach, because it didn't happen like that. And as a matter of fact, if you had told me that I was going to be in these sacred, intimate, loving, connected, one-on-one conversations with people, I would have said, oh yeah, no way. That's never going to happen. because at the time that my journey began, the mindset that I had was completely different than the mindset that I have today.
Yeah, but it grows on you. We're in the personal improvement and personal development space, and we grow along with the people that we teach. I am listening and learning something every single day. So we're growing in that space. And because I get to speak to excellent guests like yourself, I'm learning. It's like a school for me. I'm learning from all my guests, and yeah, your mindset keeps shifting. But I want to touch back on that I am statement, because one of the things that I love saying is I am the universe. And that's basically what you were talking about earlier when you said that we are, spiritual beings, right? And we're part of the infinite. Part of the infinite is the fact that I'm the universe, right? And the universe is inside of me, and I am in the universe and it's in me, and the whole bit, right? So, and that's where you get your power from, because you can do anything that the universe can do, right? So that's good. All right. So now you started the conversation about your book, Original Wisdom, Harness the Power of the Authentic You. Yeah. So the authentic you is very powerful. So do you want to tell us more about the book? Why did you decide to write it? I know that, your path was you felt unfulfilled, and then you became a coach, and you have your master's degree. So why did you write the book, and what is it that you want the readers to walk away with after they put it down?
Well, Myrna, the book wrote me. First of all, the book wrote me.
Okay.
The truth is, I was really creating a workshop. I was putting together teaching points. And as I was going through these teaching points, I thought to myself, oh, I need a story for that. I really want to illustrate that in a more visual way, in a way that people can remember, walk away with. And so as I started compiling all of my stories, I kind of took a step back and I was like, oh, hey, that's my story. It's like my whole story. And after a little bit of like rearranging, I unfolded really this path. And I don't tell the story like in a chronological way, because the way in which I unfold each of the concepts that I deliver, there's a dovetail experience to it, so that each of them builds on the previous one. And really what I want people to walk away with is a sense of that authentic empowerment, a sense that they are so much more. We are so much more than what we have been taught. And original wisdom is the inherent intelligence in all beings that is rooted in unconditional love. And when I think about, our spirit, our soul, the energy of that is unconditional love. That's what we are made of.
Yeah.
So my book is the intention of my book is to help people remember what they're made of. They are made of love. And we just have stuff that stands in the way of that. And that's really what I help my clients do, is remove those blocks so that they can remember the truth of who they are.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah. Well, listen, it's very true. You've got in order for you to have any kind of power, you have to tap into source. You have to tap in to, again, I'm throwing another word, Tony Robbins, the power within you. You know what I mean? So, that's what he built his platform on, the power within you. And you have the power. It's not outside. So once you tap into it, that's great. So how can listeners get a copy of your book? Tell us about your website and tell us, you're a coach and you do offer personal transformation coaching. So tell our listeners how they can get in touch with you.
Yeah. All of the information can be found on donnabond.com. And my book, of course, is on Amazon and all of the major book retailers out there. Original Wisdom, Harness the Power of the Authentic You. And periodically, I have a masterclass that I offer called Empower the Authentic You, where I teach live the concepts that I offer in Original Wisdom.
Okay, so it's on a masterclass. All right. I want to thank Donna for coming on the show and sharing about spiritual psychology and how that, we, again, someone else that's telling us that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. We are connected to the infinite, and all we have to do is recognize our personal power. And our personal power, when we tap into our consciousness, when we tap into source, is basically what gives our lives meaning. So thank you very much for Donna for coming on the show and talking to us about the new term for me and probably most of you listening, spiritual psychology. I want to thank you guys for tuning in to the Transform Your Mind to Transform Your Show. Transform Your Life radio, podcast, and television show. If you're listening to this on iTunes, I would love for you guys to subscribe, rate, and review so that I can bring you excellent quality guests like I did this week with Donna. All right. So thanks again for tuning in. And until next time, namaste.